we can go ahead and get started, and I think more people will join as we're, as we're discussing.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank the Lava community for having us on this AMA. We appreciate it highly. My name is Mustafa, also known as Hero. I am the CEO and lead developer of Alora Money.
Okay, so I'm Aqua. Nice to meet you all. I'm currently the back-end developer at Alora Money.
My name is Kareem. I'm the UX UI designer at Alora Money. And nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you as well.
Yeah,
Thanks
nice
for
to
coming.
meet you guys.
Nice to meet everyone.
Welcome.
Glad to have you guys here today. So why don't you introduce the project and give a little background just for people who aren't familiar, what you guys are trying to do and where you're at currently.
Yeah, sure. So Aqua.
Okay, so what is Alora Money? Okay, I'll start. Okay, so what is Alora Money? Well, Alora Money is the first DeFi commerce protocol on the Binance Smart Chain where users can earn as well as spend. So to explain our protocol, I guess it's best I start with our key point, which is our utility, the Alora Marketplace. So through our team's previous expertise in e-commerce, we decided to link a physical goods marketplace with the DeFi world. So essentially, this is a dropshipping site offering all sorts of products from furniture to electronics to trainers and all sorts. So the difference between us and other world marketplaces using the dropshipping technique as well will be that we accept crypto payments on checkout as well as the usual payment gateways. So for example, when you're ordering a product and checking out, you'll be able to pay directly with your crypto from your Web3 wallet. So launching our marketplace, we will begin with listing 50,000 products, and we estimate to list up to 150,000 within our first 3 to 4 months. So why, you might ask, are we confident in this field? Sorry, you wanted to say something?
No, I was saying it's impressive. That seems like a lot of products. I have a follow-up question, but I'll let you finish.
Yeah, definitely. You can take questions after. So you might ask why we are confident in this field, but as I've explained previously, our team has a long experience with e-commerce stores, especially Mustafa, which he will probably go into afterwards. So how can our e-commerce store support our protocol? Well, it's pretty simple. 50% of our marketplace profits will be redeployed back into our protocol's treasury and liquidity on a 2 to 4 weeks basis. So this is a constant revenue generating utility inside and outside of DeFi. So I think that covers pretty much of the marketplace, and we'll take some questions after, but I'll just explain the protocol. So to begin with, our launch price will be $1. And I guess now I'll get into the kingdoms. So the way we have designed our protocol is by creating 3 tiers of kingdoms. So the kingdoms hold Alora tokens. The higher the tier, the more Alora tokens it holds. And in return, the more it yields daily. So firstly, we have a bronze tier, which would cost 10 Alora tokens, and in return yield 0.16 tokens per day. Next, we have a silver tier, which costs 50 Alora tokens, and in return will yield 1 Alora token a day. And finally, we have a gold tier, which costs 100 Alora tokens, and in return will yield 2.5 Alora tokens per day. So with our kingdoms, they are transferable between wallets, they are upgradable, and also compoundable. Okay, I'll go on to the token side of things. So our buy tax will begin at 14% alongside a 16% sell tax. But this will be shortened per week by 2% until it is finally stopped at 8% for buying and 10% for selling. 50% of the tax goes to liquidity, with the other 50% being split between development and marketing. So our D app is already live. I'm sure the Lava team have posted it already. So our D app and website is already live, which you could find on our server, or as I said, I'm pretty sure the Lava team's posted it. So our marketplace utility will launch before our actual kingdom protocol, ensuring our utility is in place. So we have set a launch date for our protocol for the 14th of June, which is in 12 days, and we're pretty much on the last integrations of the marketplace. So yeah, we'll be launching just before our protocol launch. I want one of the we have a few sneak peeks of the marketplace so far. Is it alright if I ask one of the team to post the sneak peek in the general chat?
Sure. I mean, you can also, if it's a picture, you should also be able to post it. If it's a link, then Dino might delete it. But
the picture, yeah. So I'll post. Okay, let me just. Okay, so if you check general chat, that's the sneak peek we have released of our marketplace. So we're in the last integrations, as I've said before, and yeah, that's pretty much, I guess. The Lava team will have some questions to dig in about our protocol, so we can wait for that after. I guess I'll hand it over to Kareem, which he will discuss the roadmap for our marketplace.
Thank you, Aqua. So I would like to say the first initial phase for the Alora Marketplace would be the website with 50,000 products. It will range from home furniture to garments, and let's not forget the electronics and technology sector, which will include laptops, computers, and crypto miners. Also, in the first initial phase, we will be collaborating with other protocols and NFT projects, which will allow them to earn a revenue for their ecosystem through the profit of merchandise sold on the. Also, phase two, by the end of phase two, we are planning to have offices that can verify products and enable sellers to list on our marketplace. And thirdly and lastly, we'll be implementing everything into the metaverse. So people buy straight to virtual reality. And we'll be further developing everything.
Sorry, your mic cut off a bit, so I'll just cover what he said. So also in phase two, we will be enabling sellers to also list on our marketplace, as we're planning to have offices by then where we can verify products. So sellers will be able to list on our marketplace, and in phase three, we will be integrating into the metaverse where you can do virtual reality shopping, etc.
very cool.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Aquaman.
there are a couple of questions from the community in the Alora channel under the CrossMA category. So our user, the Shrek, asked, given the state of node projects in general at this time and the diminished outlook that many of them face, do you guys plan to branch away from being a node project at all?
Okay, so I'll answer that. With node projects, we wouldn't say no more we're a node project. I mean, nodes is what would run the server, which these node projects don't have real actual nodes. So I wouldn't say we're a node project. As you'll be able to see on our website and DApp and everything, we've branded everything as kingdoms. So we're no longer calling anything nodes, really.
Okay. Another question that the Shrek had is, he said, the marketplace sounds interesting, but given the finicky nature of crypto, I'm sure there could potentially be caveats to running one. Are there any potential legal ramifications you may end up running into? If so, how do you plan on addressing them?
Kareem, did you want to say that one? Kareem?
Maybe his mic cut
Oh,
off.
sorry. Okay, sorry, can you repeat that question again?
Yeah, the question was, the marketplace sounds interesting, but given the finicky nature of crypto, I'm sure there could potentially be some caveats to running one. Are there any potential legal ramifications you may end up running into? If so, how do you plan on addressing them?
Okay, so with spending crypto on our marketplace to purchase products, it will be done for a third-person integration. So it's a third-person company which would be processing it. It would automatically turn the crypto into fiat for us. We haven't yet released which company this is, and we're waiting until the launch of our marketplace. But they are already doing this in other places. For example, you can buy crypto directly with your debit card on MetaMask for some cryptocurrencies, etc. So there will be a third person integration which would instantly turn into fiat for us to allow us to process the orders.
Very cool. Another question that I was curious about is, so you guys are pretty much drop shipping with the model that you plan to use for the marketplace, right?
Correct.
So when it comes to handling returns and that sort of thing, is that handled on a case by case basis with the actual suppliers? And if so, how would that look from the customer's point of view? If say they ordered a product and they weren't satisfied with it, or something was wrong with it and they wanted to return it, would they simply just be returning it back to the original supplier of that given product?
Okay, yeah. So Mustafa, would you like to take that one? He's pretty much the top e-commerce guy. Mustafa?
Hello, yeah, sorry, can you repeat that question again? Sorry.
So my question is how the return process will look like. So if I'm a customer and I order a product from your marketplace and I assume the product is coming from a third-party supplier,
Yeah.
how will returns be handled? Am I just shipping it back to the original supplier where that particular item happened to originate from?
Yeah, so everything will be drop shipping to begin with. The 50,000 products we list will not be in-house. It will be outsourced. So in that sense, yeah, I mean, you would return it to the supplier directly, and then the supplier would just refund us.
And then will the refund be in the form of crypto? Like, so say I purchase, using AVAC.
Yeah.
And the product costs,
Yeah.
I don't know, let's say it costs $90, and I purchase using around like 4 AVACs right now, give or take. Would I be getting? I would be getting that amount back.
Of course, there will be full returns. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I assume, so will the buyer pay for the return costs just for shipping and whatnot?
In terms of shipping, if it's a defect on our side, then we will pay for the shipping back.
Okay. Very cool.
So sorry,
and
sorry, Ari. So in terms of refunds in crypto, if someone paid say 10 AVAX for a product and then the price of AVAX moved, would they get 10 AVAX back, or would you do the sort of fiat conversion and they get back whatever the new conversion of fiat was to AVAX?
in other words, would they get back the value of the item, or would they get back the actual crypto that they paid? They paid with?
So they would get back. They would get back the value they spent. So if you spent $90, you would receive your full return.
So it'd just be $90 in AVAX, whatever the exchange rate was at that particular moment.
Whatever currency the purchase was made in.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Makes sense. All right. Let me go through the other questions. So Ruru asked, as for the whitelist allocation of $1,000, you get 50 bronze nodes that you can immediately upgrade to 5 golds, 10 bronze for 1 gold. You would get 8 tokens per day for the 50 bronze, but 12.5 tokens per day for 5 gold. Is this correct? Maybe my math is wrong.
Okay, so yeah, pre-sale will be a max allocation of $1,000. So you'd be able to spend either $250 BUSD, $500 BUSD, or $1,000 BUSD. For $250, you would receive 12 Bronze Kingdoms. For the $500 BUSD, you would receive 25 Bronze Kingdoms, and for $1,000 BUSD, you would receive 50 Bronze Kingdoms. On launch of our protocol on the 14th, you'll be able to upgrade. So let's say, so in a gold kingdom, there's 100 Alora tokens, right? So in 10 Bronze Kingdoms, there's also 100 Alora tokens. So you'll be able to upgrade equal to the amount you're upgrading to. With earning per day, I've already covered that. So per Bronze Kingdom, you would earn 0.16 per day. Per Silver Kingdom, you would earn 1 Alora per day. and per Gold Kingdom you'd earn 2.5 Alora a day. So you can just do the maths with that and multiply it however you would need to.
Okay.
So is there an additional cost to upgrading, or can users just exchange lower nodes for higher nodes as long as they've got enough to do that? Is there any sort of additional cost associated with that?
No.
No.
There will be no
No.
additional costs, and they will only pay the gas fees. That's about it.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So Bitcoin Bart asked if there are any restrictions on the products that you would allow to be listed on the marketplace. For instance, digital goods, pornography, adult products, alcohol, etc.
Okay, so we aren't currently listing anything to do with pornography or alcohol at the time being. Pretty much so far, we've listed furniture, electronics, which include phones, laptops, etc. All sorts of electronics, furniture, clothes would be listed, trainers would be listed. I mean, it's all sorts of everything, but pornography and alcohol so far has not been listed on our site. No.
I think he was asking like it. He was asking in reference to third-party sellers. So if people are allowed to list their own products, will there be some way of moderating what products they end up listing in the end?
Okay, so when that phase comes, we would make a list of what could be listed and how it would be listed, and we would give a whole walkthrough and a video of that. And as that time comes, we would have offices to be able to verify products. Like let's say StockX, for example. Sellers can send in their items, they get verified, and then they get sent to the buyer. It would be along that basis of that, yeah.
Got it. So one thing that I was thinking of, and this may only be something that applies to buyers based in the U.S., but I know that anytime you transfer, crypto or convert from one digital asset to another, that's a taxable event. So by using my cryptocurrency, to make a purchase on a physical good, I would think that at least in the U.S., that's considered taxable because I'm technically selling my crypto in order to buy the products on your website. Is there any plan to, I guess, sort of generate? I don't know if it would be a 1099, but something that would show buyers in countries, in certain countries where that there would be taxes accrued, what that amount is.
Yeah, of course. I mean, everything would be included depending on location. So I mean, the same things that would be listed for the US may not be available to be listed for, let's say, the UK. So I mean, it alters depending on location, of course.
Yeah, because like just to give you an example scenario. So if I'm buying a new iPhone and it costs $1,000, and I'm buying it with AVAX, I'm technically selling the AVAX in order to buy the iPhone, at least from the IRS's point of view in the US. So I think that would technically mean that I have to pay, depending on how long I held the AVAX for, I would either have to pay the regular income tax or capital gains tax on top of the $1,000 I just spent. So doesn't it become more expensive for U.S. buyers in that case?
I wouldn't say so for US buyers. I mean, I would let Hero. Do you want to go through this more thoroughly? I think I'm getting the wrong.
Well, I mean, in that sense of like regulations and stuff of the country and like taxes and stuff, we're not really involved in that stuff. I mean, that would be on the customer side. They will just have to resolve that themselves.
Right.
No, because I'm thinking like I think it depends if you are using a hot wallet or not. So if you're using crypto.com to pay for it or Binance.com, I think they report directly to the IRS. But I don't think MetaMask does. So we allow MetaMask for you to pay for items and products.
That's true. I mean, but like even if you're trading like with DeFi, like at the end of the day, like everyone is still responsible for paying their taxes or whatever. And I don't know how deep the IRS is looking into like individual wallets. But
I mean,
go ahead.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, taxes on anyone from the US, I guess whatever tax they have, they would have to deal with. I guess on our side, we're not in the US and we face different tax regulations. So
Yeah.
yeah, it would just be
That's all.
straightforward.
Yeah, that was my only concern because basically, like when you're paying with cash, you're not taxed on the actual purchase. You buy an iPhone and that's it. But if you're buying with crypto, then you're technically selling the crypto, so you're being taxed on top of so whatever the amount is, you're being taxed on after you actually made the purchase. So from the perspective of U.S. buyers, like I'm wondering if there's any way to I guess encourage them to purchase if they have additional liabilities.
Yeah, that's definitely something we could look into. I think Heroes works a bit around that scene with Hero.
Yeah, I mean, in that sense, yeah, we don't really worry too much about that kind of stuff. The laws and regulations in a decentralized world doesn't really make sense.
I mean, you think he's asking about the taxes. So I guess the buyer would be from the American side, but we're not in America. I think we face different regulations with everything. So I don't know how it would be put down for the buyer's side, but where we are, we're not in America.
Got it. All right. Yeah, I guess just something to think about. Let's see. Are there any other questions? All right. So McThigh Crypto Freak asked, 2 or 2.5% a day seems to be somewhat high. Is that sustainable? And if so, what measures are in place to ensure that?
Okay, so we have our buyer taxes and sell taxes in place. Also, the utility we have is not just available for crypto buyers. So the payment gateways is open to all sorts of buyers. So it's a utility in and out of DeFi, which has constant returns for our protocol. So yeah, I mean we've made. I think Kareem could talk to you about the estimates and everything with revenue for the first month and few months or so. So I mean we've pretty much got it marked down how much we expect to be redeploying back into our protocol.
Okay. And when do you guys plan on launching again? Is it next month?
Okay, so launch date is the 14th, which is in 12 days,
Okay.
and the marketplace will be live before then. Pre-sale will happen the week prior to the 14th. We haven't yet released our pre-sale date due to the fact we're waiting for our audit to come back, which is supposed to be back tomorrow, if I'm correct. So we'll be releasing the pre-sale date in the next upcoming days. But yeah, launch will be on the 14th.
Got it. Guys, just remember to drop your questions in the Alora channel because we will be giving away a couple whitelist spots to people who participate. So just be sure to get your questions in. Juice or Larry, did you have anything you wanted to add or to ask?
So what's
I'm pretty good on my side.
So
Larry.
yeah, I was just going to ask about your whitelist allocation. How many nodes are you expecting to mint in the pre-sale phase?
So Kingdoms, we're expected to mint. So there's 600 whitelist spaces currently. If I'm correct, I think 540 have been filled. 540 spaces have been filled so far. So I mean, if we say we had 600 whitelists and all 600 bought the highest allocation, it would be 50 bronze nodes per allocation, and each can turn into 5 gold nodes. So say that, what's that, 2,000, about 3,000, is it 3,000? No? Sorry, no, I've got the whole match. Yeah, so there will be 600 whitelist spaces. Each whitelist has an allocation of $1,000, which would be 50 bronze nodes, which could turn into 5 gold nodes. So it's literally just times in that by itself.
Okay, cool. I think the Shrek had another question, which I'm not sure was answered. He says, after reading through the white paper, specifically the tokenomics section, he noticed the whitelist price was essentially $20 a node, while the initial price would grant a node at $10 per node. How can you be sure the price of the token will at least double to give whitelisters value given the current market conditions?
Okay, so pre-sale is a guaranteed price of $2 per token. I mean, that's guaranteed. Launch is, $1 per token. I mean, that's how we felt we could make it fair, I guess. And I mean, our utility, we've put a lot of work into it. We began our utility before we opened the Discord or began anything else. So, I mean, we're pretty confident on our utility and the revenue generating that it can bring. So, yeah, I think that's what we're pretty much relying on for price action.
Yeah, cool. You got 150k initial LP, is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Just a couple of other questions that were just posted. Somia asked, if someone were to buy from your marketplace, they would have to give information like their name and their address. How are you going to handle that data? Is there going to be some sort of privacy protocol in place? And I assume that applies, more heavily in Europe, where you have GDPR and regulations surrounding the handling of customer data.
Yeah, so that'll be with UI and UX. So Kareem, if you want to answer that.
So the privacy up there would always stay private. We would not sell the information out. That's a big thing in e-commerce as well. Also regarding that especially if you're a crypto user, unfortunately, we would have to take the shipping address because you would want your product, right? And it would be saved underneath your account if you have one, or you can check out as a guest if you would like to.
Okay. So Lava Mike has asked, what would happen if something happened to the buyer's package, if either he got scammed or it was stolen during the delivery phase? Would he have some sort of recourse there? Would it work on a case by case basis? And what would that look like?
Okay, so Kareem, you want to answer?
So I'll answer that. So say if the order was delivered, we would have the tracking number in house. So we would call up the tracking company and see if it's been delivered or signed for. All products will be signed for because we have like high value products, and they will be shipping in first class as well. If there is ever a situation where they haven't received their product or it's damaged, they would have to open up a ticket in our Alora marketplace, and we will further on investigate and then issue them a refund or not issue them a refund, depending on the case.
Cool. So one question that I had was, are the suppliers for a given product, are there multiple suppliers for a given product in multiple locations, or for a given product is there just usually just one main supplier? Because I was thinking if you have like an international audience and your customers are purchasing products all over the world, unless there are multiple suppliers for a given item, the turnaround time might not be so great for for certain people depending on where they're located.
So yeah, we've got multiple vendors and suppliers. So depending on where you are located and where you're purchasing from, the products will be available to you. So you wouldn't be able to receive a product that you cannot get, or it won't be available to you in the marketplace. So say if you're in the US and you're trying to buy a UK product and the vendor does not ship to you, you will not be able to see that product.
So the products that I see are location specific. Is that how it works? So if I'm in the US, I see products, the suppliers are based in the US.
Yes, exactly that.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's see, are there any other questions? Lava Mike stands for question. Yes, that is in the roadmap for them. later down the line, people will be able to list their own products in the marketplace. Let's see. Who's the payment processor that you guys are using for for third-party sellers? So if I decide to sell, we'll be going through Stripe or something similar.
So we've got two options: either MoonPay or Stripe.
Got it. And MoonPay, MoonPay deals with crypto as well. Is that right?
Yeah, they deal with the crypto and they can transfer it into fiat directly.
Okay. And will the sellers be able to receive crypto if they want, or will it always be fiat in their local currency, presumably?
I didn't quite get the story.
Will sellers be receiving fiat, or will they have the option to receive crypto as their preferred form of payment?
It will only be crypto. It won't be fiat.
For the sellers?
Yeah, for the sellers, yeah.
For the let me just add on to that. For the sellers, it could be both, depending on what you would like, what is convenient for you. So if you would like crypto, you would receive crypto for your product as a seller, and if you would like fiat, you would receive fiat into your bank account as a seller as well. That'll be developed in phase 2 near the end.
Okay, cool. Let's see. So, do you guys have? It might be kind of difficult to answer this question, but have you guys, forecasted what you expect to bring in when the marketplace opens initially?
So we were pretty much having the same conversation for the last few weeks. So I mean, it's pretty hard to estimate before even launching the marketplace. I think Kareem had a figure estimated. I don't know if you'd like to share.
All right. So on our marketplace, we have 50,000 products. Our lowest product will be around $10, and the other products that will be under $10, we're not looking to make profit from them. So our cheapest product will be $10, and if we took, we're only taking 25% on top commission for the Alora marketplace and the protocol. So 50,000 products, and say if our one product is $10 each, and we're making $2 50-cent profit on 50,000 products, we will have $125. So that will be $125,000 dollars. That will be if we sell 50,000 products a day. This is totally dependent on our SEO and our marketing. That will be just completely on Alora Market. So the best thing about us is that we just have to market our Alora Market, and that will generate revenue for our protocol, and that will keep us sustainable as well.
Okay. And the nodes in your project, you said they're transferable, right?
Correct.
And people will be able to sell them on.
Okay, so they're transferable between wallets. Currently, the kingdoms are not sellable. This will come with later development, but currently, no, the kingdoms are not sellable.
Okay. Sure.
But on our DApp, on our DApp, yeah, they are transferable between wallets. With only, you'd only pay gas fees. So if I wanted to send you 5 bronze kingdoms, for example, I'll just enter your wallet into the transfer function on the DApp, and I can send it to you and just pay gas fees, and it would go to your wallet.
Gotcha. And when the NFTs are sellable later down the line, will they be able to be listed on any third-party NFT marketplace, or will they only be able to be sold in-house in the marketplace you guys are building?
Okay, so yeah, our marketplace is the marketplace we have now is a physical goods marketplace. It's a possibility to be listed on third-person marketplace for NFTs. I don't think we really want to get into NFT side of things, as it's still a few phases away. So at the time being, no, kingdoms aren't sellable.
Okay. So then my question is then, if I can sell my NFT and nodes are also, or kingdoms are also still able to be created by new users, what is there to discourage or to disincentivize people from listing their kingdoms for under the cost it actually takes to create to make them on your DApp?
No, sorry, I think you misunderstood. Kingdoms aren't sellable at the time being.
I'm saying when they are sellable.
Okay, so when they are sellable, how would we stop it from
How would you stop
breaking the
people?
floor price?
Yeah, exactly. If people can sell it on third-party platforms, is there something you guys plan to put in place to discourage people from?
Yeah, so there's still a lot of thoughts going into the NFT side of things. Nothing is like a full-on definite for the NFT side of things yet. We're still working on everything around it. So I guess we'll have to just announce that at the stage when it will be NFTs for the kingdoms.
Gotcha. Lava My Cast Acid, what made you guys decide to go with BNB Network over any of the other layer ones?
I think we felt BNB, it hasn't, well, yeah, I think BNB, you know, the fees are cheap. It's the second most traded network below Ethereum, and there's nothing like us on BNB. So yeah, I think that's what just made that decision for us.
Got it. All right. If the community has any more questions, please be sure to post them in the Alora channel or in general. I think we'll probably wrap this up within the next 5 or so minutes. Apple Juice and Larry, did you guys have anything else that you wanted to add?
Are you guys paired with BNB or is it BUSD?
Say that again, sorry.
Are you paired? Is your token paired with BNB or is it paired with BUSD? Because I see your
we're paired with BNB.
It is BNB. Okay, fine. And on the initial launch of the marketplace, how many different types of crypto are you going to accept as payment?
The wide, I think it was over 100 different cryptocurrencies. It's main market cap currencies, which is on all blockchains. So you'll be able to connect with any network. So let's say you're on Ethereum, you could connect with Ethereum and use currency which is accepted on the Ethereum network. And then if you was on AVAX, you'd also be able to connect with AVAX and then use a currency you had on the AVAX network.
Okay, cool. So presumably people will be able to just pay directly with their Alora rewards, right? That's the main idea behind the marketplace, yeah?
No, Alora token at the beginning will not be accepted on the marketplace. It would be mostly high market cap coins, so AVAX, BNB, BUSD, USDC, ETH, Bitcoin, etc.
Right. Okay. So
yeah, Alora would not be accepted at the beginning. This is a later phase.
Right. Okay. So if you were holding kingdoms and you wanted to buy off your marketplace using rewards, you'd effectively have to swap out those Alora tokens for another token to buy on the marketplace.
Yeah, I mean, you would just go about it how you would normally go about it. So you would sell your rewards as you normally would, or if you had currencies in your wallet, you would use those currencies. It's just the Alora token isn't being accepted on the marketplace to begin with.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah, I don't have any more questions. Has someone just posted another? No, that's it. Yeah, I think we've answered all the questions.
Yeah, no, I'm good for my end.
All right, if there are no other questions, I think we'll wrap this up. Did you guys have anything else that you wanted to add or to let the community know about?
Well, just thank you for having us. I think Hero's been talking to the Lava team for a little while now. Yeah, we're happy to be here, meet all of you, and we hope to see you over in Alora as well. And I hope we can work together in the future, and maybe we'll, bring you onto our server and do another AMA sometime soon.
Definitely, it sounds great.
Yeah, that would be great.
Regarding the whitelist, how did you guys want to work around that? Should we just leave that with you guys?
Yeah, you can do that. Like, I think the amount that you told Jag that you would set aside, like, we can distribute them to our community at some point today.
Okay, that's fine. So, pre-sale, we'll be announcing pre-sale as soon as the audit comes back. We're expecting the audit within the next 24 hours. So, as soon as you have your names, you can just send it through to us and we'll update it.
Perfect. All right. Thank you guys again for coming on. It was a pleasure hosting you. Hopefully we continue working together in the future.
Yeah, of course, definitely. Thank you very much for having us, guys, and see you soon.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. It was good
All right.
talking to you.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Take care.
Take care.
Take care. Bye now.
Have a good night.
Okay.